Good morning, class. This is DB sir, and from today onwards, I'll be also taking your FA2 paper, and I'll be dealing with investment accounting. Today, I'll first discuss about investment accounting. If there is time, I'll move on to the sum for the first class. Okay. So, first of all, I just want to clarify that we all know that investment means something we invest as an whatever we are earning as an income in the funds for future generation, right? So, investment accounting basically deals with AS 13, Accounting Standard 13, and which basically deals with the funds invested to earn some income, where we invested in some funds to get some income. Obviously, these funds may be in shares or debentures, bonds, or any other business. First of all, to earn some extra non-trading income, maybe permanent basis, from its trade investment, which are as good as its fixed asset, and obviously to earn some income on money that is not being used effectively for some other business purpose for the time being, and now we are using it. And here we want to say one thing, that investments may be of different type. One is fixed interest bearing securities, and another one is variable interest bearing securities. Fixed interest bearing securities like debenture, bond, and variable like debenture fluctuates in every year, right? Every year the debenture amount fluctuates. So it is basically the securities which we invest fluctuates like shares. So every year the price of the share fluctuates like this. Basically, we will discuss about the securities marketable in this chapter, and I'll talk about the few things regarding investment. We know there are two types of investments. Basically, one is current and another one is long. The current investment basically easily realizable. Obviously, they cannot be held for more than 1 year, and obviously these are included in the current assets and in the financial statements. But in the financial statements, these are included only as investments as usual. And long-term investments are basically not included in current investment, and these are not obviously readily realizable. You cannot realize easily, and the carrying amount of long-term investment is its cost, obviously. So I'll discuss about the two things, how the interest is calculated over here in investment chapter. One is obviously the fixed interest bearing securities. Suppose income is earned at a fixed rate on such security, in obviously interest may be charged, and that will be on a fixed rate. Maybe it's a government security, bond, debenture, or preference shares, anything. Suppose interest is calculated at a fixed rate of 10% per annum on cum interest basis. There are two bases, one is cum interest, another one is ex interest, or cum dividend and ex dividend. What is cum? Cum interest means CUM, it's CUM, cum interest. Cum interest means basically the interest has been included in, interest amount has been included over there, and only we have to calculate the interest amount from the nominal figure or the cost figure or the selling figure, and we have to deduct from the time period. We know the investments are calculated on the basis of time. On the basis of time means obviously the interest paid maybe quarterly basis, maybe half yearly basis, maybe annually basis. On the basis of those time, you have to calculate how much the amount of interest you are taking or bearing. Maybe suppose the time period starts, first due is on 30th September and the last one is on 31st of March. Means suppose one item has been purchased in April. So April means maybe April 17th or April 30th. Means how many months the amount is interest due? Obviously 1 month, because the final installment has been paid on March and only the April month you didn't pay the installment. Suppose it has been purchased in the month of July, then how many months? As the interest has been calculated once in September as well as in March, so how many months are due? Means April, May, June, July, 4 months due. That due interest amount you have to calculate, you have to deduct that from the cost, and means basically cum interest means the interest is included, we have to segregate it. In case of X interest, what does it mean? X interest means the interest amount has not been included, it has already been segregated, it has already been separated. Only one thing you have to keep in mind, you have to calculate the amount of interest. The format remains is very easy. You have to draw the format in a ledger format basis. One will be the date column and particulars column in the debit side, and 3 amount column. One will be the nominal value column, one will be the capital value column, and another one will be the interest column. The same column will reflect in the credit side also. Once you purchased, it will be to bank. Once you sales, it will be by bank. Once you received interest, it will be by bank. Once you paid interest, it will be to bank. If there is profit on sale of investment, then it will be to PL account, profit and sale. If it is loss on sale, by PL account. If there is an opening balance, to balance CD. If there is a closing balance, by balance CD. And the remaining will be adjusted with the PL account. And the rest will be obviously to bank, by bank, to cash, by cash, like that. No other entry. It's very simple, but one thing you have to keep in mind while doing the investment account, you have to properly make the working notes. It may happen there may be 6 to 7 working notes, 8 to 9 working notes also. It is a 10 marks problem, and it is very easy if you do it properly. If you know the format, if you know how to solve it, it won't take so much of time to solve it. It is a 10 marks problem, it will come in your exam as a 10 marks question. So everything in FA2 will be the sums part. There will not be any theoretical portions, but I will provide you the theory which should be discussed while doing it. Otherwise you won't understand if I directly come to the sum. That's why I am taking few minutes of time to explain certain theoretical facts. So come to the working notes column. If you know there is cum interest purchase, you have to make it cum interest purchase. If there is cum interest sale, you have to make it cum interest sale. Same case happens if there is X interest purchase as well as X interest sale. But one working note which you always have to maintain, which is very important every time, which is the valuation of stock and obviously calculation of PL account, which will be your working note 1. I will start with the working note. As you know, this board is not so huge, so I cannot do it randomly basis, and so I will do it and I will rub it, then again I will do it like that. But working note 1 I will always try to maintain in a one side, and next rest of the working note will be in a smaller format, then I will rub it, then again I will do it. You just keep in mind what are the amounts we have calculated, because we have required that while doing the solution, only the investment account. Okay, working is a part of your sum, it carries marks, so you have to do it very sincerely. Come to sum number 1. I will discuss with sum number 1 of investment. It is very easy. I'll start with that, but basically I'll make the working note first. Maybe my handwriting will be smaller one because the board requires to maintain working note 1 every time, so I will definitely maintain working note 1 and I will write it in a smaller part. Try to understand it. I will try to write it in a clear format. Okay, on 15th of March, OP Limited purchased 1,09,000 government stock. See, interest rate paid on 1st of April, 1st of July, 1st of October and 1st of January. These are the 4 quarterly installment dates. You have to pay the quarterly interest in this time at 88 1.5 cum interest. 88 1.5 means 88.50 rupees cum interest. Cum interest means interest amount has been included. On 1st of August, rupees 20,000 stock is sold at rupees 88 cum interest, and 1st of September 30,000 stock is sold at 88 1/4 x interest. 1/4 means 89.25 rupees. Okay, keep that thing in mind. On 31st of December, the date of balance sheet, the market price was 90. The final date, you have to close the accounts on 31st of December. The balance sheet amount, the market price was 90. So there is no brokerage. Brokerage, you know, the interest you have to pay for the brokers who are trying to provide you the shares or debentures. No brokerage, no income tax has been included, only in months. So basically what I will do, please follow it properly. Okay, it's very important, try to follow it properly. See, I'll start with working note 1, and working note 1 should always be maintained, so I will not rub this working note 1. The rest, if I do it in the later portion, I will rub it and then I will do it like that. Okay, working note 1 is calculation of valuation of stock and computation of profit or loss on sale. Profit or loss on sale. Okay, I will maintain this account until the end when I prepare the investment account. What are the columns required? Date column, particulars column, I write it in short PTCLS. Particulars column, nominal value column, capital value, I am writing in short all in rupees, just put that rupees. Okay, this is proportionate cost. Proportionate cost, I write it in short proportionate cost. Next is selling price, I am writing it in short SP as selling price, and last column will be profit or loss on sale. Loss on sale. Just I am writing it in a smaller portion. Try to understand it clearly. If not, I am trying to zooming it. Please try to view it in a clear manner. Okay. It starts with 15th of March. There has been the opening balance. 15th of March, purchase 1 lakh, 9% government stock. Okay, so 15/3 purchase. It will be purchased. Don't write to or buy. Purchase nominal value is given 1 lakh rupees. So nominal value is 1 lakh. You don't know the capital value. You don't know the capital value. You know the capital value. How you can calculate? 1 lakh means obviously the 9% bond means obviously when it is purchasing 88.50, the face value price you have to always assume as rupees 100. The face value price you have to always assume at rupees 100. So at rupees 100, how you can calculate it? 1 lakh divided by 100, you can easily calculate 1000 government stock. 1000 stock of rupees 100 each, it comes 1 lakh, and when it is in government, it is cost price is 88.50. Half means 0.50, means 1000 into 88.5, it comes at 88,500. You have to again make it the working note 2, term interest purchase, right? Below I am making it working note 2, term interest purchase. See how I am doing it. Term interest purchased on 15/3. Okay. Nominal value, NV means nominal value, which is 1 lakh. Face value you have to assume always ₹100 in case the cost price is nearer to 100. In the case the cost price are nearer to 900, it will be 1000, like that. Okay, so 100 we assume, so the nominal value is 1 lakh, which has been given. Therefore the total cost, how you can calculate the total cost? Total cost means it is rupees 88.50, means half means 50 into 1000 shares or 1000 government stock. It comes 88,500. 88,500, which is your total cost. Again, it has been purchased on 15 March. 15 March means you have paid the interest on April, July, August, January, 1st January. From 1st January, how many months are due? How many months are due? See, it purchased on 15 March, means from January it's due, April, May, February is due, March means half month is due, means 2.5 month is due. Term interest means due. So less interest included. Interest included. How many months? 1, 2, 15, 3. That is 2.5 months. How you will calculate the interest? Nominal value means 1 lakh into 9% government bond into 2.5 divided by 12. Okay? Calculate 1 lakh into 9% into 2.5 divided by 12. It is 1875. 1875. This is the interest amount. You have to keep that thing in mind. 1875 minus 88,500. It is coming 86,625. 86,625. This is your actual cost. This is your actual cost. Means this cost will reflect in the capital value in working note 1. This cost will reflect in the capital value in working note 1. What is that? Its cost is 86,625. Okay. Now on 1st of August, again there has been sold on 1st of August, but before that, again you have to calculate quarterly interest, because interest is paid on April, July, October and January. On after March, the quarterly amount comes on the nominal value. The nominal value is 1 lakh. On 1 lakh, you have to pay the quarterly interest of 3 months of 9%, which is due on 1st of April. So, working note 3, you have to compute. Working note 3, you have to make the working note 3. What it requires, you request quarterly interest receipt. Quarterly spelling QUARTLY. Quarterly interest received on 1st April. On what amount you have to receive the interest? On the nominal value. Nominal value on this date is still 1 lakh. So nominal value in this date is still 1 lakh. So 1 lakh is the nominal value. So therefore interest will be 1 lakh into 3 by 12 into 9%. It will come rupees 2,250. This is your quarterly interest. When I will do the investment account, this interest received on 1st of April I'll post it in the credit side by bank account in the interest column. On 1st of April it will be 2250. Okay, keep that thing in mind. Here nothing will happen in working note 1. There will be no change in working note 1 up to now. There will be no change in working note 1 up to now. So move on to next is for sold on 1st of August. Before that there has been again an interest which has to be paid on 1st of July on the same nominal value, because the nominal value remains the same. So working note 4 will be exactly same like working note 3. Working note 4 will be exactly same like working note 3. So I am not doing that 4. 3 and 4 remains the same. The amount of interest will be same, 2250. Okay. Next comes to in August. August is come interest sale of 20,000, which is the nominal value, sold at rupees 88. 88 is the price, cost price. So how can I do that? How can I do that? Now I have to rub this working note 3 and 4. I have to rub this working note 3 and 4. Okay. See, 3 and 4 are 2. I'm rubbing it. It will be same as the previous one. It will be same as the previous one. So working note 5 will be term interest sale on 1st August. Okay. Term interest sales means nominal value is given 20,000. 20,000 nominal value has been provided in the sum. Okay. So I have already told you, consider at 100. So 20,000 divided by 100. So share remains 200 at rupees 100. Now total cost is provided in the sum, which is 88 rupees. So 200 into 88, it comes to 17,600. How much interest? 1st of August means July and August. Just you have paid the amount of July, only 1 month interest, only 1 month. July amount you have already calculated, only July month interest has been included, because it has been paid in August. Up to July you have cleared. Now only 1 month is due. आप जुलाई तक दे चुके हो, only 1 month due है, तो क्या होगा? It will be interest included from 17 to 18, that is 1 month. On nominal value you have to calculate the interest. Nominal value is 20,000. Interest is for 1 month and rate is 9%. So it will be 150. If you deduct this, you will get 17,450 as your selling price. So on 1st of August, if you move on to working note 1, you will see on 1st of August it will be sale 20,000 nominal value, and capital value it will be you have to calculate the capital value. You don't know the capital value. Yeah, this is the actual selling price as it has been sold. So this will be total sale, not cost, total sale price. So sale is 17,000, selling price is 17,450. You don't know this capital, right? You don't know this capital. How you will calculate the capital? The formula is selling price, which is 20,000, divided by previous nominal value, which is 1 lakh, multiplied by previous capital value, which is 86,625. You will get the capital amount. Means how much? How much you calculated? 20,000 by 1 lakh into 86,625, it will be 17,325. This is the capital value. The formula I always try to remember: sale price divided by previous nominal value into previous capital value. Now, how you will calculate whether it is profit or sale? Just try to remember, if it is selling price minus capital value, it will be profit. If selling price is greater than capital value, then profit. If selling price is lesser than capital value, then it is loss. Obviously it is greater. If you deduct this 17,450 minus 17,325, the amount of profit is 125. You can calculate the amount of profit. It will be reflected in the investment account when I will do that. Just keep the thing in your mind. Okay, this thing has been done. The next part is on 1st of September, means August, then September, which is common interest sale. Again, common interest sale on 1st of September. I am just rubbing that part. The remaining part remains same. Working note number 6, it will be working note 6, common interest sale 1st of September. Nominal value will be different, obviously. Nominal value has been given to 30,000. Nominal value 30,000. That means 300 into rupees 100. So sale means total selling price. I am writing in short. TSP means total selling price. Okay. Total selling price 300 into 89.14 means 89.25. 89.25, it will be coming at 26,775. This is X interest, right? It's not common interest, so it is X interest. X interest means interest amount. You do not have to deduct from here, only you have to calculate the interest amount. Means last amount of payment interest is obviously 1st of July. From July to September means August, September. July is August, July and September. August, July, August, 2 months. July months full, August month full, and September 1st. So 2 months interest you have to calculate. So therefore interest received 17,219, that is 2 months. Okay, on nominal value, right? 30,000 into 2 by 12 into 9%. It will be rupees 450. You do not have to deduct over here. You do not have to deduct. Okay. Now coming to over here. That's a sale means you have to deduct that. From purchase you have to making the sale. If you deduct that, it will be 80,000. And if you deduct this, it will be 69,300. Okay. Now it's 19. Again sale. How much? 30,000. And selling price is 26,775. Okay. 26,775. You do not know the capital value. Again you have to calculate the value, same value. Selling price divided by previous nominal value means 80,000. After deducting it is coming 80,000 into previous capital value. After deducting it is coming 69,300. You will get the capital value, which is 25,988. Again we have to deduct these two. It is 50,000 and it will be 43,312. Okay, and obviously there has been profit. It is greater, selling price is greater than capital. How much greater? 26,775 minus 25,312. 988. The amount of profit is 787. Okay. Again, the date of finishing the books on 31st of December, and the market price is rupees 90. Market price is 90 means on the basis of the nominal value. How much nominal value? 50,000. The face value is rupees 100 means how many shares? 500. 50,000, if you divide 50,000 with rupees 100, which is the face value you have to assume, then it remains 500 shares, right? So 500 shares with 90, the market value, it is the cost price on 31st of December. It remains same, the cost price, but the market value on 31st December, market value means it remains 500. So 500 into rupees 90, it comes to rupees 45,000. Although it won't be affected in the investment account, but you have to calculate the total profit if you earn. Means 787 plus 125, it's 912. Okay. Again, you have to calculate the quarterly interest which you have received. How much? The quarterly interest after September, the interest due on 1st of October, right? Which will be working note number 7. Quarterly interest on 1st October on the basis of the nominal value remains on 1st October. The nominal value remains on 1st October is obviously 50,000, because after that there has not been any sale or purchase. Again, that value is remains same up to 31st of December. So nominal value is 50,000. On 50,000, you have to calculate the interest. Therefore, interest will be 50,000 into 3 by 12 means 3 months, quarter, into 9%. It will be rupees 1,125. So it will be rupees 1,125. And as the books closes on 31st of December, you have to calculate. Also the accrued interest which will be due, which will be again the same. Although this is working note number 8, interest accrued due from October to 1st Jan, means October, November, December, 3 months. That is 3 months. Obviously on the same value, nominal value, 50,000, 3 by 12 into 9%, it will be rupees 1,125. It will be remains the same, 1,125. The amount remains the same. Okay, this is your total working note. Now I will be doing the sum. Okay, I will be doing the sum over here, means the investment account. I have completed all the working note. Obviously it takes time to complete all the working note over here. One thing you have to make clear, that obviously investment account will take time in your sum, in your exam. You have to do it fast. As I am explaining it for the first time, it is taking the time. From the next class onwards, obviously it won't take so much of time. So I am doing it. It is a 9% government stock, right? In the books of OP Limited, in the books of OP Limited, 9% government stock account. Debit, date, particulars, nominal value, capital value, interest, all in rupees, okay? Date, particulars, nominal value, capital value, interest. This is in credit side. Okay. First has been purchased on 15 March. So 15 March to bank account from working note 2, you know, nominal value is 1 lakh, capital value it will be 86,625 and interest you have computed 1,875. Okay. Again, next on 1st of April you have received the interest 1/4 by bank account. You can write working note 3 interest received, right? Working note 3 interest received, which is how much? I think you have calculated 2,250, right? Again, on 1/7, obviously July, again by bank account, working note 4 interest received, which is again the same 2,250. Okay. Now on August, you have sold by bank account. Sales means by bank. Working note 5. It's 20,000 is nominal value. For capital value is 17,450 and interest is 150, right? Interest is 150. Next comes to September. Again sales by bank account. Working note 6 is 30,000. Capital value is 26,775. Interest is calculated separately as X interest, so 450. Again on 1/10 there has been interest received as by bank account, quarterly interest received, working note 7, interest received. I have already mentioned quarterly interest received on the nominal value, which you computed 1,125. And finally, the balancing figure which you have computed on 31st of December by balance CD in the interest column, interest accrued, which is 1,125. Now make the balance, make the remaining balance. How we will make it? Taking from there. Again our profit has been received, right? Profit on sale of stock, which is 912, which has been received on the last date 31st of March. I forgot. To profit and loss account. To profit and loss account. You can write profit on sale, which comes from working note 1, which is total. You make it total 912. Always keep the thing in mind. Whenever there is profit on sale or loss on sale, put that amount in the capital value. Whenever there is profit on sale or loss on sale, put that amount in the capital column. Okay. So you put that amount in the capital column. Now balance sheet. This is 50,000. So balance came 50,000 over here, and now it came 1 lakh. You just balance it. It is 87,537. Remaining balance will remain 43,312. If you see working note 1, the last in the cost column, you see it balance means the cost column. I have mentioned that 50,000 in the nominal and 43,312 in the capital. That will be exactly same. Whatever the balance you computed in the balance CD, that will exactly remains the same. Whatever the balance you computed in the balance CD. Okay. If you make that, it will be 537 and it will be 1 lakh, except this interest column is much higher, which is 7,350. Again, the amount should be put in the interest column as on 31st to 12 to profit and loss account. Balancing figure within bracket you can also write annual interest. Annual interest. What is the amount? 5,000. It is the balancing figure 5,474. This is the sum. This is how we do the investment account. This is very important to you, and in the next class obviously I will provide one homework. As this is the first class, I am providing one homework same type. Try to do it. I will also provide, if you can't, I will provide the solution also. Okay, thank you for this class.